Now, if you'd like to look at the building behind me, we were going to look at it up here, but it's a bit easier to see from down here. The building there is the original Market Cross. We're standing in one corner of what was the medieval Great Market. And at the centre of most medieval markets was a market cross, and it was literally a cross, a wooden cross, and that effectively was a sort of a gesture of good faith. It meant that the market was honest and was decent and faithful to what its goods the goods it was selling. Now, the Market Cross, in common with most of them, was rebuilt over the centuries, and it was replaced by a timber frame building with open stalls underneath and then enclosed on top. That building survived until the Great Fire of 1608, when it was completely destroyed. It was rebuilt, but then the building that you see now was yet a further replacement, built in about 1775 by the famous architect Robert Adam. And by that time it had ceased to be really a market stall. What it was instead, downstairs you still had some market stalls, but it had become enclosed. And upstairs was Bury's first theatre. Now, we talked earlier about the Theatre Royal, the new theatre which subsequently replaced it. This was the original theatre, designed, as I say, by Robert Adam, the eminent architect. And it was open, it was used during the Bury Fair for travelling players and travelling companies, particularly the Norwich circuit. The remainder, if you'd like to look over this way, between the market stalls, can everybody hear me, by the way, over the barkers from the market stalls? Okay, this is the remainder of the...
How much?
This is the remainder of the Great Market. You can see it still survives as an open space and is still used as a market. Every Wednesday and Saturday the market is still held here, and indeed the Christmas market and various markets throughout the year for spring food market and so on. The two, you can see first of all the War Memorial. I can't remember whether that's on the trip or not, which is the Boer War Memorial, commemorating those of the Suffolk Regiment lost in that conflict. But perhaps the most significant building is the one over in the corner there. It consists of, as you can see, the two bays. It's got a bell tower on top. That's a later addition. The original building there, that's known as Moyses Hall, and the original building was put up sometime around 1180. It's the oldest surviving domestic building in Bury. It's a rarity to have a Norman building surviving anywhere in the towns of medieval England. It originated possibly as an inn, we don't know. It may have been a private house. It's been suggested it might have been a wealthy Jewish merchant on the basis of its name, Moyses Hall, but we really don't know. But it's continued in use throughout the centuries. It survived the Great Bury Fire. And when was the Great Bury Fire, Billy? Can you remember? Correct, 1608. And you'll notice that the two arched windows to the right, they are original Norman windows. The one on the left, the squarer one on the left, is somewhat later, but it's also important because the windowsill has an image of the head of St Edmund on the windowsill. It's got a very fine undercroft that you can visit, Norman undercroft you can still visit, and it's now, of course, it's been through many different uses. It was, for example, a town jail for a long time, so if it was for petty crimes, people would be locked up there overnight or whatever, and it then became the police station for the town's first police station before it moved round the corner into St John's Street. And since 1899 it's been the Borough Museum, Moyses Hall Museum. Very well worth a visit, fantastic collections there, both of local artists. The Suffolk Regiment Museum is in there, and all the the gruesome details of the infamous Red Barn murder. You'll enjoy that, Billy. So that's Moyses Hall Museum. What we see now, we're right in the heart of the town. That brings our tour to a close. We've seen a lot of sites. We've just scratched the surface, really. Cathedral tours and tower tours are available. There are tours of the Theatre Royal, tours of the Green King Brewery, and as I say, Moyses Hall is always worth a visit. We're going to wind up now. I'm going to lead us back to where we started, but if you want to stay here, we're right in the midst of all the shops and the restaurants and so on. If you go through either the alleyways over there, you'll come through to the Apex, to the Arc, the new shopping centre, lots of new chainsaws and so on, eating places and all sorts of things. Anybody who wants to accompany me back to our starting point, then I shall be leading off there now. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. I hope you found it useful. If you've got any feedback, we'd always welcome feedback on TripAdvisor under Bury Tourist Guides. If you really enjoyed it, do please tell your friends, and we hope that you'll come back very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.